Right, we're here. Bit of a trek, bit of a game, but I've got here. We're at Sakeham today. I should have come over that bridge, but it's out of bounds. And also I missed my turning where it's all overgrown on the footpath, or by the sides of the footpath. So I've had to go back and go over another bridge and then come up that way through a load of stingers. I'm lucky I haven't been stung, but we're at the gate, this gate here, and I'll see you up there in a minute. Now, we're not where I want to fish yet, but we're by the weir. Now, I've been told that quite a few chub come out up here. Very tempting, but today it's all about float fishing and seeing what we can catch. Ah, yes. Oh, that looks good down there. Blimey. It's going to be a scorcher today as well. Phew, blimey. I'm not going to go too far down. There's a couple of blokes fishing down there. I think what I'm going to do is put my stuff down and have a look and see if we can find a nice comfortable swim. Good morning everyone, and welcome to another one of Alan's angling adventures. On the river again today, and today we're at Sakeham, a place where I've only fished once, and that was about 5 or 6 years ago. It's a beautiful part of the river, this. Probably out of all the places I've fished on this river, I would say this is the best looking. Honestly, I would. This, in my opinion, it is anyway. It's absolutely beautiful. Blessed with swims up here as well. Absolute magic place. Right, okay, today we're on the waggler. I'm on the float today. It's basically fishing for anything that I can get. I'm really not targeting anything in particular today, just hopeful that we can catch some fish. Right, now rod wise, I won't run you through it because you know what it is. It's the same rod as I normally use. My 10-foot Omni match rod with a straight peacock waggler. I've got what have I got? I've got about 3 number 6s spaced out down the line, and then 3 number 8s spaced down the line towards the hook. It's about 4 to 5 feet deep out here, so it's quite deep actually. I don't know what if we're gonna catch anything. It looks hopeful because I've seen quite a few fish topping, decent sized fish topping in front of me and to the right and to the left. So there are fish out there. I fed the swim. Bait wise, we have got what we got here. I've got worms. And today, for the first time this season, I've got maggots. Brilliant. Can't wait to use them, to be honest with you. So I've got red and white maggots, worms. I've got some durable hookers, those, and hemp, which I've put in the ground bait. Now the ground bait today is Dynamite Silver X River. It's that's what I've got today. Dynamite X Silver River. Now I've knocked some of that up when I first got here this morning. I've just put about 3 balls out, mixed with hemp and some maggots, which is there, and we'll see how we get on. I'll show you the swim that I'm fishing in closer detail in a minute. We've got a couple of other anglers up there today. They're just up the bank a bit further. And I said to you that somebody told me as I was on my way up there that somebody had a 4-pounder a bit further up. I don't know if it was one of them chaps or not. I don't know what it was, but nice fish, whatever it was. But anyway, yep, so we're on the waggler today, seeing what we can catch, anything that comes along, and let's hope we have a nice session. It's an absolute scorcher today. Time wise, it is bang on 11 o'clock. We are here till late afternoon, early evening, so let's make the most of it. And what I'll do in a minute, I'll show you the swim a lot closer. Right, this is what we've got. This is the swim I've chose. Now we've got lily pads over the far side. Lily pads over there. So I've seen quite a few fish topping today. It's going to be an absolute scorcher. So I don't know how we're going to get on, but just to catch a few fish I'll be delighted with. As you can see the ripples and stuff down there from some small fish. I fed the swim about half to 3/4 of the way out in front of me. We've got a weir to my left, which is up there. My God, there's some brilliant looking swims. There really is up here. I tell you, some real chubby looking swims. And I've heard that they do catch chub up here by the bridge, somewhere by the bridge. I'm not sure exactly where, but it looks good for chub all down there, so I may give that a go one day. Yeah, so we're at Sakeham, and nearly 11:05. I'm all set up, ready to go. Let's see how we get on today. Right, once again I have got a keep net with me. I was going to use it, but I've decided not to. It's so hot, it's so warm today that I will just put anything I catch will just go straight back. We're going to kick off on a worm. Really looking forward to this. There's a lot of fish movement out there. We're going to kick off on a worm. It does look a bit tenchy actually, but I don't know whether you do get tench up here. Let's see how we go. Oh, straight away. Blimey. Straight away. Oh, blimey, it hardly hit the water. Well, that's a good sign. Got to mention I'm using a size 14 Kamassan, size 14 barbless hook. So we're off the mark on the first cast. With a little rud. Oh, yeah, with a little rud. There we go, look. Great stuff. Blimey, only just hit the bait, only just went in the water. That's a good sign. Right. Yes, I'm not going to use a keep net. I know I probably, I could build a weight up here, possibly, but as I say, it is a very hot day. I don't really want to keep the fish. I'm going to be here quite a long time as well, so it's a good start. First cast. I didn't even get it where I wanted to get it, but we've got a slight flow from right to left here. So what species we're going to get today, as far as, obviously I expect rudd, I do expect rudd. But whether we get any nice roach would be nice. I'm fishing on the bottom, right on the bottom. There we go, it's a bite. Brilliant, we know we've got fish out there. Might just have to dot the shot down the float down a little bit. So I seem to be getting bites. Float's not going right under. Going to be an absolute scorcher today, no doubt about that. I've got plenty of sun cream on. I had to wear my hat today in this weather. got cream all over the place, my head, my neck, my arms, my face. Another little rud on worm. There we go. Great. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. So what I'm hoping for is a mixed bag. So at the moment we've had a couple of ruds on worm. I haven't tried maggots yet. I'm going to stick. Oh, sounded something a bit better. A bit more of a size. I'm going to keep persevering with worms for a little bit. There we go. Oh, I'm getting plenty of bites out there. So what I don't want to do today is overfeed the swim. Oh, I'm getting some bites and all. Your float's disappearing. I think they've homed in on my ground bait and hemp that I've put out there. Again, trying to hook some of them. What I might do, as I say, I think I might put another shot on, a couple of shots, and just dot that float down a little bit more. What a gorgeous place to fish up here. I mean, you do get a few people up here walking past, but that's all right, you know. It's very pleasant. I won't use the landing net for this one. Swing her across. This is a smaller one. Yeah, I'm going to dot my float down a bit more, I think. There we go. Lively fella. Come here, mate. You can go back in a minute. There we go. It's a really small one. And when I was up here before, when I fished further down, this was about the size I was getting. Right, okay, I'm going to switch off and I'm going to dot me float down a bit more because I think it needs to. Oh, that was a nice bite. Ooh, that was a nice bite. I love this sort of fishing on the float like this, on the river. Probably my favourite way of fishing, really. Really don't know what you're going to catch. Right, I'm going to turn to maggots now for the first time today. We'll start off with a red. With a single red. Let's see how we get on with maggots. Yeah, straight away. No monster, but a nice rub. There we go. There we are, look. Rod number 4. Great stuff. Oh, I'm going to take my hat off for a while now. It's hot keep wearing that hat all the time. I don't need to wear it. Right, so the first cast on a single red maggot yields us a fish. Plenty of bites. I'm really enjoying this at the moment, really enjoying it. Ah, not this time, Alan. Changed to a white maggot this time. Of course it's not tidal up here, so I haven't got a problem with the tide at all. So I haven't got to keep adjusting the depth of the trace or anything, unless I want to fish up in the water or something like that, you know. Because at the moment I'm fishing on the bottom. No, yes. I'll swing this one over. It's another rudd. A really small one. There we are. Right, let's get a few maggots out there, shall we? There we go. So not too much. Don't want to overfeed the swim. I am guilty of that sometimes, I must admit. Get a bit carried away with putting bait out there. Can put too much out there sometimes. So I'll fish like this for a little while, and then maybe I'll fish up in the water a bit more. We'll stick with one maggot at the moment. Ooh, bit of a splash. No sign of any roach yet though. All rod at the moment. So when I fished up here, well, the one and only time I fished up here, which is back down further where the car park is, there was a chap fishing up here who caught a lovely perch of around, I think it's between 3 and 4 pounds. Down further, down that end. I think there are some nice perch up here. So I've definitely been told this, that they catch chub up here by the weir, somewhere by the weir. This is on double red maggot. I'll swing it over, should be able to. go. I don't like swinging them over, I really don't, but sometimes, you know, you have to. I certainly wouldn't if it was anything of any real size. Oh, mate. There's another. Oh, well, it was another rudd. Oh dear. They are lively, these rudd, I tell you. Anyway, it was a rudd. And it's probably about the 5th one of the session. The old sun's back out again now. Put my hat on in a minute, I think. Just wonder if there's a case for sticking a slightly heavier float on and just getting it out a little bit further towards those lily pads. Can't quite get it far enough, this float. This feels a bit better. Oh. Oh, different species. A different species. A dace. Brilliant stuff. There we go. A dace, a little dace. So it's 5 rudd and a dace. Oh, this is great. This is what I come up here for. I knew this is what I was, you know. It was going to be. Yeah, I was hoping for a mixed bag, but still, you know, a silverfish session today. And who knows? You know, we say we might pick up something half decent while we're at it. There we go. Another rudd. Ooh. Come here, mate. Are you going to keep still for Alan? There we are. There we go. Another rudd. So it's about 6 rudd and a dace up to now. Blimey, this is the smallest one so far. Yeah, look. Yeah, let's try and get something a little bit bigger if we can. Might have to change a few things in a minute. What I might do, I might take this size 14 hook off, which is just a normal Kamassan hook, and put on a wide gaped hook, same size. I don't know yet, I might put a bigger float on. Struggling to get it out as far as I want to get it out. Yeah, the little minnows at the moment. There we are. Really tiny. Enjoying it though, this is good. I've changed the hook size It's still the same stamp of fish, another rudd. There we go. Well, I haven't changed the float yet. But what I can do now with this hook is I can put a bunch of maggots on now. Right, let's try that. Bunch of 4 maggots, 2 red, 2 white. Just hear the sound of the weir to my left. Now still no size yet. I'm having a bit of a problem with the breeze today. It's not much of a breeze at all, but it's the direction it's coming from. It's playing havoc with my casting today. I've put a heavier float on. It's still a bit of a job getting out where I want to put it. Ah, 3rd different species. Mr. Perch. Not a big one, but that's unhooked. Yeah, so 3rd different species, so we've now had rudd, a dace and now a perch. There we go, and he's posing for us, look. Great stuff. Mind you, that was on double red maggot, that was. So that's good, that's 3 different species we've had now. Right. And another small rudd. Can't seem to get past these at the moment. Now, if I could get some bigger ones, I'll be well happy with that. Plenty of fish out there, but I say this wind is, the breeze is blowing the line in front of the float. Oh, what we've got here. Another rudd. That was just in front of lily pads. There we go, look. Keep still, mate. There we go. And that seems to be the story of the session so far. Trying to get past these smaller fish. That's assuming there's some bigger stuff there. You know, there might not be. At least we're catching anyway. At least we're catching some fish. Right, it's 1:10 now. Summary of the session so far. I've probably had about 8 or 9 rudd, a dace and a perch, and a few minnows. So I'm gonna have a bite to eat now, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Still can't get anything bigger. Really small fish at the moment. As you can see, all small stuff. Well, that's all I seem to be catching at the moment, is these really small little minnows. Right, the time has come where I'm going to have to put a really big float on now and try and get over that far side. So let's see if we can. Well, it's a rub this time. I ain't had one of these for a little while now. Not of any real size, but time wise it's 2:10. It's been a bit hard going, to be honest with you. And that's, I'm afraid, is about the size we're getting. There. A few bits of, but there's been a few fish moving in those lily pads, right in the lily pads. I'm fishing more to my right hand side now because of the wind blowing the line about all over the place. It's not easy to control the float, or really. You know, I'm toying with the idea, rightly or wrongly, of link ledgering with just a shot on or something. Over to that far side. Well, it's 25 to 3 now. I'm going to give it another cast on the float, and then I'm going to change, rightly or wrongly, to the link ledger, because I just cannot get past these really small fish. They're really small, and even those I'm not getting I'm not getting a lot of. Got a much bigger float on now. I'm getting over to the far side better. It's still not changing the stamp of fish I'm getting. I've got my rod stand, so I can, as I say, it might not be any different. It still might yield the same sort of fish. I've got a bite there, but it's all minnows. You can see it is by the way the float's going. Right, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Rightly or wrongly, I'm going to change from the float to a link ledger, or just a split shot, or a couple of split shots, and see if we can pick anything up better like that. Right, what I've decided I'm going to do is 20 to 3. I'm going to set up. I'm going to have to do it on this rod, which it should be all right. Just a lead shot or a couple of lead shots. See what I need. I will probably start off with one lead shot, and we'll see how we go on that here. And then if that's not really that good, then I've just had a look up there where the weir is, and there's a good looking swim up there. Could be a chance of a chub or something up there, so that's what I will do. I'll move up, just move up there if it's not working here. So that's the plan anyway. Right, okay, we've got a link ledger set up, just a SSG shot on there. Let's see how this goes. As I say, it might be a load of rubbish, it might not work at all. As I say, it's not working on the float. We'll kick off with 3 red maggots. Get that out much better. Right, let's see how we go from here. Things with this rod, there's no colour tip to it, no light coloured tip, so it's not so easy to see the bites. Maybe my best chance of getting a bigger stamp of fish is up there. There's a little outlet up there as well where there's water coming out, and it looks a good spot for chub, maybe some decent roach, but we'll give it here for half hour and see how we get on. Oh, I must have a cup of tea in a minute. Yeah, I really didn't know what I was going to catch up here. All I can go by is when I came up here once before, as I say, about 6 years ago now, 5 or 6 years ago, and that was all small stuff that day, but it was a very enjoyable session. I did enjoy it. Just had a couple of knocks on it. I tried straight out in front of me where I've been baiting up and that, like nothing there at all. I've just cast out up there, further up to my left. I just had a couple of knocks. This is very, very hot though, which obviously isn't helping. It's bright sun as well. As I say, it's such a pleasant place to fish though, you know, so at least there is that side of it. I want to save what worms I've got here, because I ain't got many left. How many have I got? I've probably got about 4 or 5. I want to save them. Don't want to waste them now. I want to save them if I go up there, because if there is any sign of any chub or perch, because I know they catch perch up there. So I started off this morning, you know, catching those rudd, but that's very quickly fizzled out and got, you know, turned into minnows. Stream of weed on the line. As I say, we will persevere for a little while. It's 3:05. We'll give it another half an hour here. It's a bit like a football match, isn't it, where the manager or the coach, which is what they're called nowadays, I think, ums and ahs about putting a substitute on, when to change things, when to bring the subs on. And it's a bit like it is with fishing sometimes. You know, I do feel I've wasted a lot of time today fishing in the same manner when it wasn't really paying off, really. So this is what we've got in this swim. As you can see, we've sort of got a bend round there, lily pads over the far side, and then we've got a little wooden bridge up there. But as I say, there's a weir up there, or there's a outlet. You can see it from here where there's water spurting out, and that does look a good spot. I can fish down there as well, so as I say, I'll drink this cup of tea and I think I'm going to move down there. I mean, it might not be any good there either. It might just be one of them sessions today where, you know, because you do get them on the river. I mean, I'm glad I've caught some fish anyway, but we've still got a few hours to go, so it's not as if we're struggling for time at all, because I can stay here till whenever, really. But not really any sign of anything on the link ledger here. There's a couple of taps earlier on, but that's about it, really. Right, we're going to make down just a little ways, not far, to this other swim. Now, on the intro to my videos, you can see this actual spot where the weir is. My God, it looks so different there that day. It was really up and coloured. It was running through like anything. I think we might have a better chance here. Certainly, you know, there's no harm in it. I've been told, I don't know exactly where here, but I've been told by someone that they do catch quite a few chub here. He said by the bridge. I can't really get down there by the bridge, so there is a swim down here. So, see, look, you've got that little outlet there where there's that water spurting out over the far side. I reckon there's every chance, but we'll see. Now I'm going to try and get down there. No reason why I can't, but I'm going to have to be a bit careful. So I'm going to switch off now, and I'll see you down there. Well, I've literally just put my line out just to see what it's like there. I'm not fishing properly yet, and I've got this little fella, a roach. So it's the 4th different species today. Great stuff. Does that bode well for, you know, I don't know. I mean, we had a fish on the first cast up there, didn't we, that rudd, but it wasn't that great. So let's see how this goes. Anyway, I think we've got a chance here. So I'm going to have to keep the camera back here. I don't want it toppling over, so I've got to be a bit careful. If I lower that a bit, hopefully we can still see me fishing. Right. It's a little bit tricky and a bit dicey as well. Be so careful. Yeah, it's pretty deep out there. See how comfortable I can get here. say, the two species I would say you've got a chance of getting here, or you would think, would be roach and chub, and well, three actually, dace as well. I'd like to have the camera down here, but I can't because of the nature of the bank. Well, it is hot now though, up past 3 virtually now, and it is steaming, it really is. Phew. Now you can see why it's difficult to get bites in this heat. I can actually fish right by that bridge. I've just found a little spot where I can actually fish there, so we'll give it an hour or so here, and I might try right by the bridge itself. There's a bite there, only little taps. Shame I didn't bring my feeder rod with me. It's got a better tip on it than this, but I mean, this is all right. Every time I bring the line in, the maggots have gone. And I just wonder, I mean, you'd think there's every chance of a chub down there. Just casting it where that water's coming through there, and just letting the shot move around, you know, where well, I ain't caught a fish, but I'll tell you what, look at that, look, I don't know if you can make that out. Just brought the line in, and look, there's a fish's eye on the hook with the maggot. Look at that. Unbelievable, isn't it? Wonder how that happened. Obviously hooked it through the eye and pulled its eye out. Blimey. Oh dear. Back in again, he might find it. Although if he's only got one eye to look through. Right, okay. Hey. Well, it seems to be the order of the day, doesn't it? So, keep still, mate. Little roach. There we are. Well, just had another fish, and a nice perch. A nice one. I thought it was a chub, the way the rod tip pulled round. It's not a bad one. That, look, that's on treble white maggot. Yeah, so you know, it's paying off moving here. I'm getting plenty of bites, as I really thought it was a chub, because the old rod tip went round like a chub, but it was this fella. I think it's about the second or third perch I've had now. That's the biggest fish of the day so far. So there we go, a nice perch. A bit dodgy down here, I must admit. That's why I'm having to keep the camera back. Yeah, it's a nice perch, that.
Ah, okay, right.
But I don't think it's
So give it another 20 minutes here and then we'll move up to the bridge itself. Bit of hemp out there, a few maggots. Well, it's a little bit awkward me filming me playing the fish here because I'm so far away from where the camera is. I'd have to leave it on all the time and I can't keep going back to switch it on and switch it off. But I've just had this little rod that follows up on that perch I just had. So we're still getting fish down here. It's 4:30 now. I'm going to give it till 4:45 and then I'm going to move along to that bridge. Just putting a bunch of maggots on. You never know, you might get a nice hungry chub. As I say, I'm pretty certain they're here, they're up there, well they are. But it's a beautiful day though, absolutely gorgeous, but it is very warm. Right, it's 4:45 now. I've just set my second camera up, the other one's, the memory's full on it, so this is my second camera. So we're going to fish the last hour till 5:45 here. Hopefully we can, we might get one or two, we'll see. So up to now it's been a mixture really of some perch, roach, rudd, dace and some minnows. Nothing of any real size. I mean, that perch I caught was the best one so far. But let's give it a go down here for the last hour. I've just been speaking to another angler who's fishing, well, roaming the bank with a bit of bread plate and some carp. He said there is some nice bream up here. He's having to £7 up here, but there's not many of them, so he said there are some chub up here. I don't know exactly how many, but so we've still got time to winkle one out. But the problem I've got here, I'm miles away from where the water is. Although my landing net is long, it's going to be, if I get anything half decent, it's going to be very, very tricky getting it up there without losing it. But hey ho, we'll see how it goes. I've got the rod up really high here now. As I say, if I do get one, it's going to be a bit of a game getting it in. And there's a bite straight away. Definitely something there. Now, I'm not going to be able to net these, so I'm going to have to bring them up. And bring them over. Hey, it's a roach. Strange really, I've fished 3 different swims and had a fish on the first cast in each swim. Nice to catch a roach though. Here we are. The roach. I say, I can't really get my net down there, it's very difficult. And you'd think there's chub down there. Obviously the conditions aren't ideal. Bright sunlight, very warm. I'm quite happy to be catching some roach and perch. Obviously if I do get anything half decent, I will try and use my landing net if I can. Yeah. Well, I don't know where these chub are, that I was told, definitely told by a couple of anglers. They do catch chub up here. They said by the bridge, so I imagine, although as I say there's more than this ain't actually a bridge where it is, just a sort of an old wooden plank that's going across from one side to the other. There's a bite there now, definitely roach. Right, it's gone 12:15. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have a bite to eat again in a minute. Make myself a cup of tea. And then we'll probably fish here till about 6. Might even be a little bit later. We'll see anyway. I'm still getting bites. I had a bite just now which was a bit of a pull. But it was probably a roach or something. But it could have been a chub. But a small chub. But I don't think it was. Well, I'll get back to you in a minute. Right, back for the last half an hour. I put a pellet on while I was having something to eat. Not a single bite on it. So we go back to a bunch of maggots again. Yeah, I'm doing it till 6 o'clock and that's my lot then. I'll pack up then. A mixture of red and white maggots. yeah, as I say, I'm not sure where I'm going to be fishing next on the river and what it's going to be, I don't know. Oh, it's lovely, that is. There's a bite. Roach again. The old rod tip bangs away. Last night I was watching several Keith Arthur videos. I don't know if you know Keith Arthur. He used to do tight lines with Bruno Brooks. I always used to watch that religiously. Great fishing programme that was. Really disappointed when they took that off. Yeah, I was watching Keith, some of his old videos, really interesting. Jack Hargreaves still on Talking Pictures with Out of Town. Watch them every week. Fascinating seeing how they, you know, the difference that the way they fished in the 70s and 80s to now. It's a bite. So nothing to get excited about, but what have we got here? Because you're playing against the current, which is strong, makes it, I think this might be a bit better. Oh, it's a perch. It's a perch. About the fourth perch of the day. Right. What do we do, mate? There we go. Right. Yeah, it's about the fourth or fifth perch of the day. Keep still, mate. There we go. We'll be back in there in no time. There we are. That's about the fifth perch today. Really it has been a right mixture of perch, roach, rudd, one dace and a few minnows. There we go. 24 minutes left of the session. It's a nice breeze blowing, which, you know, helps to cool you down a bit. We'll use them up. Of course, there's no night fishing up here. You can only fish up here till dusk. See if we can winkle out another one or two before we go, before we pack up. Be nice. Well, it's nearly 6:15 now. I've decided I'm going to call it a day, so I'm going to pack up. It'll take me a little while to do that, and then I'll summarise the session once I'm ready to go home. Right, just to summarise the session, I've more or less packed up now. Just got to get my rods tied on my bike. It's nearly 6 o'clock. I've just been speaking to the carp angler again that was roaming the bank. He's just coming back from down that way. He was telling me that he saw a smallish carp down further. We put a bit of bread out to it, but he wasn't interested. Not interested in it at all. But he's still walking. He's going on down there. Look. But I'm packing up now, so I'm going to go now. It's 6 o'clock. So a summary of the session. It's been a bit of a mixed bag, as I was expecting a mixed bag, but I was just hoping for some slightly bigger fish to the ones I caught. But at least I did catch some fish, and it's been very pleasant fishing up here. Beautiful, really lovely stretch of the river here at Sakeham. So I have enjoyed the session, which has been a mixture of perch, 1 or 2 nice perch, roach, some rudd. It's funny really, because the rudd I caught this morning first thing, and then that was it, no more rudd. But although in all fairness, I did catch the rudd in this swim, in this first swim, where the water's more still than what it is where I've just been fishing. Up there it's more roach and perch. So I've had perch, roach, rudd, 1 dace and a few minnows. So at least I've caught a few fish. I've been able to show you a few fish anyway. Right, so that's it for now. I'm going to make my way home now, and I'll be out again in a week, but probably a week's time. Not sure where yet. I'm not sure where. I might have a carp session. I don't know. I might do, but I'm not sure it's going to be the next one or the one after. But I probably will have a carp session. I know some of you don't, not so keen on the carp sessions, and others prefer it, but I like to mix it up a bit, and I normally have 1 or 2 sessions every year for carp. Just been lucky once up to now to catch that one at Mockbridge of £12. But you know what, saying that, I haven't been back there since. I haven't fished Mockbridge, that particular swim. I haven't fished anywhere near that bit since I had that carp. I must go back there again. Yeah, I will go back there again, see if I can repeat, have a repeat performance. But anyway, I'll be out again in a week or two's time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely enjoy your own angling, and thank you so much for subscribing to my fishing channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.